That snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, you want one quick question?
We can't ask Rashad question.
Shout out to Kelman Show. Y'all make sure y'all get the orange soda. Trump has commuted Larry Hoover's sentence. The president, on a pardon spree, shortened the infamous former gang leader sentence after years of advocates pressing for his release. President Donald Trump has commuted the sentence of Larry Hoover, the infamous former gang leader from Chicago, according to a White House official. Hoover, the co-founder of the Chicago Gangster Disciples, has been serving multiple life sentences since 1970s. Multiple life sentences is crazy. He has multiple state and federal convictions, including unaliving and founding a criminal enterprise. He has made repeated requests to shorten his sentence under the First Step Act, a criminal justice reform bill passed during Trump's first term. Right, hold on. I don't even know what that is, so I can't even go here. All right. Okay. I'm a completely different person than the man who went to prison in 1997, Hoover told a court in 2024. Hoover had been serving out his sentence at ADX Florence, a supermax prison in Colorado, considered one of the highest security prisons in the country. Hoover's communication comes after a series of public pleas from prominent black celebrities. Hoover was the subject of the 2021 Free Larry Hoover benefit concert organized by Kanye West and Drake. This week, the White House has pardoned a series of convicted Americans that includes Todd and Julie Chrisley, reality TV stars who were charged with tax evasion and bank fraud, a former Virginia sheriff who was convicted on fraud and bribery charges, and Paul Walzak, a CEO who pled guilty to tax crimes and whose mother was a major Trump donor. Trump also on Wednesday issued a full pardon to Michael Grimm, the White House official confirmed. Grimm, a former Republican congressman from New York, pleaded guilty in 2014 to tax fraud charges. Grimm completed his sentence in less than a year of prison shortly after, before losing a race to reclaim his old seat. Jasmine Wright is reported with notice. Shout out to Jasmine Wright, bro. Y'all make sure y'all support Jasmine Wright. Hold on, where are we at? Right. Here's Jasmine Wright. There she is right here. She used to work for CNN, where she covered the White House and everything like that. Shout out to Jasmine Wright. This was a great scoop. So this was a huge talk of the day. Larry Hoover getting out. Someone said this. Larry Hoover's federal. Brandon Pope said this. Excuse me. Let me throw some respect on Brandon Pope's name. Larry Hoover's federal sentence was commuted. He still has to finish his 200-year Illinois state prison sentence for a unalive conviction. Trump's commission does not cover that. So there's that from Brandon Pope, and then somebody else. People still has a life sentence. Shout out to 285 Slim, my classmate from since I was 8 years old. Crazy, right? All of this talk of pardon and Hoover, Chauvin, people don't take into account that they will not be free because they have concurrent state cases with Democratic states. It's all about PR and optics. And folks will still fall for it because it makes them feel good. And Chance the Rapper, he spoke on Larry Hoover getting out.
Before I let y'all politicize this or memify this, I just got to say I am glad that Larry Hoover's home.
What?
And I got to remind y'all that he was a political prisoner that was set up by the federal government.
Larry Hoover is not home, Chance. That's not Chance. That's not how that works.
That he created the what was it, Chicago votes. He did so many things to really mobilize our people, and he was really targeted for that shit. And so before niggas get to cooning or doing whatever they finna do with this information, I just want to say I'm so glad that he's home, and God bless his family, and yeah. Before I let y'all politicize this or memify this,
What you say? I had a song, but I'm not gonna sing it because I enjoy my freedom. But it was a song that was very popular when Donda One came out, and it didn't come from Kanye himself. If you know, you know. It was something about the in the dough. I'll say that they let him in the dough. That was the song. This only resolves him from federal charges. He's still facing 130 years in the state, but he's been there and since the early 70s with good time and time served credit. He should get it done pretty soon. Mm. You're very close to connecting the dots, my man. How about Trump mobilizing our people? Forget you're American or not. Chance. Okay, all right, bro. Imagine falling off so bad that you got to be introduced as a guest on No Jumper. He's finally home with his kids and grandkids. All he ever tried to do was better his community, welcome home. He had to like Trump made him a political prisoner. He's his information. Oh, he's miseducated. I don't see what the big deal is. What exactly do you want him to do when he comes out? Dude is an old man and is gonna live his life like any other old man that comes out of prison. He's making it seem like dude's gonna run for president or something. Oh man. Jeez Louise. Uh okay, so that was Chance the Rapper on Larry Hoover. Here's YoungBoy. YoungBoy was also pardoned today. He's been out, but he's pardoned on, I guess, his federal charges and things of that sort. YoungBoy never broke again. NBA YoungBoy. I want to thank President Trump for granting me a pardon and giving me an opportunity to keep building as a man, as a father, and as an artist. This moment means a lot. It opens a door for a future I've worked hard for, and I'm fully prepared to step into this. Big thanks to the Pardon Czar, excuse me, Miss Alice Marie Johnson for fighting for second chances for so many people, and to my lawyer Brittany K. Barnett for being in my corner and all the hard work to make this possible. Thank you to everyone who believed in me. I'm grateful, focused, I'm ready. Kentrell, and he tagged Donald Trump. Uh, okay. Oh, hold on. Do we have more stuff before I just speak? I guess. All right, and here's the last thing. Trump pardoned young boy Lil Wayne. Hold on, let me bring this back up. Give me a second. Give me a second. GQ with game. Trump pardoned young boy Lil Wayne, Kodak, and Larry Hoover. This man is on got a general racial pardon resume. Uh, this isn't. I. How do I say this? I don't care that famous black people tied to things that have held the community back, regardless of what it was a product of, environment, upbringing, redlining, opportunity, whatever the case might be. I don't care, bro. Like I honestly don't care. I don't know how that helps the community. I don't know how that uplifts the community when so many other people who aren't famous are still behind bars. Um, I just don't see the like why are we celebrating you know what I'm saying, why uh NBA YoungBoy's federal charges clean, like why are we celebrating that, like what's the celebration here? What was YoungBoy, like, you know what I'm saying, even had those lists of charges for? Kodak, same thing. um Larry Hoover with starting GD, like what? Well, now see, I don't want to be crazy now because I'm not from Chicago, I'm from the South. So let me see. What good has GDK done for? Okay, you can say the community. We'll go there. No, for Chicago. Hmm. The origins of the Gangster Disciples started in Inglewood in Chicago, South Side in 1964. Shout out to Inglewood. Shout out to the Vegan World Cafe. Shout out to all my people on the Inglewood side. The shot for sure. Those my folks. When 13-year-old Larry the King Hoover joined the small street gang called the Supreme Gangsters. For years, the Supreme Gangsters had an outstanding war with the Black Disciples Nation, led by David Barksdale. In 1969, Hoover and Barksdale agreed to ceasefire. This resulted in the creation of the Black Gangster Disciple Nation. By the early 1970s, the BGDN dominated the Chicago gang scene. Barksdale was unalive, passed away from kidney failure in 1974. At the age of 27, following his passing, Hoover assumed full control of the Black Gangster Disciples. Okay. Splintering of the Black Disciples. Notable incidents of related violence. Dang. They got a sergeant of the U.S. Army in Germany? Jeez Louise. Goodness gracious. Air Force. The disciples were implicated in the 2008 Cecil Dawson Sr., his fiancee, Marissa Williams, fellow member of the Hollis Seals, and his girlfriend. Oh, my goodness. Oh, brother. Also were Cecil and Marissa's 4-year-old son and Cecil's. Oh, my goodness. So what's all the good stuff they done, bro? On August 22nd, 1995, I remember in Donda 1, Larry Hoover Jr. is speaking. He said, "My father has been there. He hasn't been able to see my kids. Please." He said all the stuff that he's done. He's a changed man, and with the laws. Hold on, let me see. I need to see your argument, bro. Because to me, bro, it's just, you know what I'm saying. Why should Larry Hoover be freed? Let me see if I can find. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can find any reason, any argument.
You're under our roof. Save up to
23% 5,000
by
subs.
bundling your home and
No more
auto.
advertisements. This is from, who's this from? Young Will.
The youth need to hear what you saying so they kids don't be in a situation like I've been in, talking about free my father, you know? Like, this the information. This is what they need to know, that we need to be together.
With the legendary, hard-working, boots on the ground, frontline soldier for our community and prison reform and, you know, everything around, you know, making our communities a safe and decent place to live. I'm with the one and only Larry Hoover Jr., brother. It's a pleasure.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure to be here with you, man.
I just got through playing the album for everybody that was in attendance for the War Cry album private release party. And I had my manager, I'm like, man, is there any way, do you have any type of connections or relationships with our brother Larry Hoover Jr.? And she said, I do, right? So I'm like, okay. She said, a lot of people have seen the email, but everybody isn't responding. I can't guarantee you that he will show up or that he'll be here. And I said, okay, as long as you can reach out to him for me or somebody connect with him. But when I saw this brother in the building, I'm not gonna lie, you know, like I wasn't, you know. Hey man, I was in my feelings just a little bit. Just a little bit. And man, it's just an honor to be backstage with you, man. I'm excited to hear, you know what you thought about the project and just everything that we got going on with the Unity Movement, big bro.
Oh man, for me it's a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? It's everything I've been looking for and what I've been talking about. You know, it's like I listened to Public Enemy and, you know, people that was fighting for us, you know, trying to, you know, put our mind in the right places. And, you know, you're doing it in the current time and you're doing it with current music, current beats. You sound just like, I mean, you the youth, you know what I mean? And you bringing positive energy, bringing unity music, trying to bring us together. And that's what I'm trying to do. So,
Come on.
yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. I like what you're doing. Keep doing it. And even before y'all reached out to me, I bumped into you in the airport. And I'm like, dang, that was okay. We gotta get up. But I had been seeing the snippets of what you was doing, and I liked it the whole time. You know what I mean? I like how the brothers were standing there strong, and showing the strength. And man, it's a good thing that you're doing, man. Keep doing it, and I'm happy to try to help you wherever you can. And I'm quite sure we can do that with each other.
I saw you in the airport, and I wanted to stop right there and talk to you, big bro. But I didn't know what you had going on. I know you got a lot of people that walk up to you. But I said after I shook your head and said, brother, man, it's a pleasure to meet you. I said, we're gonna connect, bro. We're gonna connect, and it's so beautiful that we not only connected, but brother was coming to my private release party to come and hear, what it was that I represented and what I had coming out, and really just in response to everything that he was saying, like. It mean a lot coming from him, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It mean a lot coming from him because I know what he stands for. I know the battle he's been fighting with his father, and I know he's it's the uphill road, big bro. So to hear that, my message by God's grace is in alignment with what it is that he stands for, and brother is willing to help me and aid me on this journey. It just goes to show the importance of unity and the power of unity. And when we align, the young, with the veterans, man.
The youth need to hear what you saying, so they kids don't be in a situation like I've been in, talking about free my father, like this the information. That's what they need to know, that we need to be together. All this battling with each other, and we got a bigger war to fight than with each other. We don't even really have a war with each other. We just need to get our mind right and understand what we're doing. So yeah.
Hey, listen, let me say this, man, as I'm holding this brother's hand. We pushing peace, we pushing unity. We are going to make our communities a safe and a decent place to live. And we're going to make sure we put in the work to ensure that we eradicate and put an end to the culture, the death and the murder culture that has ensured that we have lost millions of young black men and women's lives. We're going to stand on it. We're going to put in this work. And this is the beginning of a new era. It's a pleasure, big brother, to be here.
Yeah, I don't see why this should be a reason of celebration. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like some people say, he's an old man at this point. So it's like, when he gets out, he won't be a threat to society. He'll just be like a normal old man. I totally see that. I think it'd be nice for him to see his grandchildren and his son and be able to spend time with them on his last, final quarter of life and things of that sort. So that'd be cool. But in terms of just like the black community, like, yay, you let out a man who started one of the more destructive gangs in America. And you let out one of the more reckless rappers on the mainstream level. Thank you. Yes, you clean record. Yes, on the federal level. Thank you, Donald Trump. I know I could barely eat right now, and rent is higher than ever, and I could barely even afford toilet paper. But thank you so much for letting the multimillionaire that NBA YoungBoy is, the man who created left foot, right, ooh, walking with that heater. Thank you so much for clearing that man's federal charges, even though he's been home, even though he has a tour where he's going back to Louisiana not once but twice, even though he's doing an arena tour this fall where he's going to make so much money, it's going to be sickening to see the numbers. Even though he's one of the more successful artists of his generation, and a large part of that is that his actual story goes along with the story that he's telling in his raps. Even though, despite all of that, that NBA YoungBoy is going to be NBA YoungBoy regardless. We thank you, Donald Trump, for wiping out his federal charges. I appreciate that, twin. I may not be able to afford a new house as a single man. I can, however, sleep well at night, whether it be in an apartment, a rented property, a rooming house, or my mama's house, knowing that NBA YoungBoy's felony record is cleared. The man who had 4 babies at the age of 17 and currently is competing with Nick Cannon to have the most babies in the world out of any black celebrity in America. We thank you for clearing his federal charges. Now I can sleep well at night. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting LeAngelo Ball. Man, if you didn't let LeAngelo Ball free from the Chinese, we would have never had Tweaker. Y'all know that's one of my favorite songs of the. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa, whoa. Without Donald Trump and his works, we never would have had ASAP Rocky get Rihanna pregnant. Oh man, thank you, Donald Trump. I know the prices of groceries just continue to climb up, and some of my favorite local restaurants have had to close because they didn't want to raise their prices up because the supplies and the cheese and the ingredients that they use, that they buy from suppliers, those prices have gone up, and they didn't want to continue to keep just raising up the menus prices. So they had to shut down and close. Forget all that. Jello gave us Tweaker. Kodak Black gave us, look, Kodak, they don't like you. That was years ago. I don't know any Kodak song. Ring, spin around. No, that was a few years ago too. I don't know any big Kodak songs in the past year or two from the time that you wiped clear his record and sent him to the White House and he said, trust Trump and I'm a Trump guy and this and that. I don't know, but Kodak is, one of my favorite guys from that generation, from that SoundCloud era, that 2015, 2016, 2017. I was in the Kodak chokehold, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be lying to you if I said I wasn't. Kodak, why you move like that? Why you act like that? I put my in. Kodak, why you move like that? And I'll tell you this, NBA YoungBoy, I felt like I'm Gucci Man in 2006. All they diamond dancing on. I think that's one of the best hip hop songs of the modern times. Make no sense. NBA YoungBoy. I do not care that their federal criminal records have been wiped off. You know why? Because when he did that in 2016, when 2020, 2024 came around, you said he does nothing for the black community. Who let ASAP Rocky out? Who let LeAngelo Ball out? I'm like, oh my goodness, are you serious, bro? We can't afford groceries. We can't afford to get a house. We can't afford to get new cars. We can barely afford to live at the median income of Americans, as single Americans. You can barely afford to live by yourself. Cost of living is through the roof. Police are still policing. If anything, police are being aided and trained more to be more police than they are now. Cost of colleges continues to go up. Everything's going up, bro. Netflix going up. Streaming services going up. YouTube going up. I'm about to buy YouTube Red when I hit 5,000 subscribers. But y'all remember, this is the man who has cleared the federal criminal records for NBA YoungBoy, Larry Hoover, and Kodak. Y'all better make some noise. Y'all better make some noise. And y'all better be grateful that he has done something for the black community and you blacks. All you blacks better be grateful that Donald Trump, the great president, has done something for the community way more than Barack Obama, way more than Joe Biden have done for the black community. And you better sit there and clap.
Mr. President, Wall Street analysts have pointed.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question. Brandon,
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.